Hello, Chef Jax. It's me, Maya Chef Jack. And welcome to another marker to Dollhouse item. Today, we have pearl white. That's right. It's like a beige white color, but it's so light that it's just white. It doesn't write very much. It does write, but I barely notice it. Even with good eyesight, I just barely notice anything from it. And plus, it's a bit dried out because the pigment in that marker was supposed to be so slight you barely notice, or anybody barely notices it. So I'm taking everything apart because I'll be doing a Dollhouse item using the marker parts as usual. So let's just get that out. Come on. I use this tool to get the marker juice stuffing out of it, but it usually takes quite a lot of attempts to remove it. But this attempt seems so successful now. Yay! Removed! It's like very beige peach, but more of the orangey type because raw silk is more yellow. So that's what I've learned, especially whenever I did the idea Sunday for 22nd of December 2024. So, if anybody has seen this, then, well, that's what you know about those markers. Now let's get that marker juice out of it. So slight, I don't even notice it. Come on. But is it any different from the stuffing that isn't colored? Yes, it is different. So I'm going to do some art with the rest of this, because what's the point? Actually, just going to not waste any of it. Just barely visible or something like it. Then I'm just going to make a Dollhouse-sized firefly. Will be quite a big firefly, and it's going to define a dollhouse shape. I used a cleaned out bottle of ketchup for this. We're going to use the marker plastic encasing to create the body of the firefly, because it's going to be part of the Dollhouse. But first, the Dotty firefly, not the cherry balloon bird. So let's apply it near the antennae. I have already added these antennae, so let's now apply it even further than that. I'm going to make a gap in between so it's easier to attach. Or in fact, I'll just try to remove this bit. Succeeded at removal. I had to do it off camera, but whatever. Let's not overthink it. I'm going to use that for the head part. It will be covered up in a lot of stuffing, so you won't even notice at the end. Hopefully. Let's just get this on. If I can. And we're going to... Oh yes, that's how it looks like. But... does it need to have that? Big head, I'm thinking to myself about it. So, how do I exactly want this to look? Maybe like this? I think it would look good with the stuffing covering up. But let's get more wire to get this done. I think I'm going to just do that. Done it off camera, and that's infinity times better than what I could have filmed. So now let's just close the wire. So that's the firefly body base that we'll be working with to get this Dotty a body. So I've already done the firefly part, but now I just want to make this thing a body for the Dollhouse. So, and yep, we'll be needing this to create the body of this thing. It's not a balcony or anything, so let's just be creative with this dollhouse and do whatever we want. Whatever I want to do with it. Hey, those are my dollhouses and I can do whatever I want. So this pearl white would be a good base for, yes, this wing is coming off, but I'll just get that on. Maybe without it, I'm just debating. So, as I'm building along, using the marker, and plus it's recycling whatever you have and doing art with it. Some of original art that I've made myself and with my own creative skills. So that's what I'm doing, but sometimes you just have to trust my process in order to understand why did I have to do that in order for it to come out like this. Because this will be upscaled firefly, that's why I'm doing it like this. You'll need a lot of glue for that. I'm just testing it with this. But I think it would look better if I just did this. It will not be visible, but I'm just making a base for it because I'm predicting that it's going to need overnight to dry, but sometimes it just dries before I know it. The temperature and the weather in Northern Ireland can have a mind of its own, just like my drying times of my things can have a mind of their own. Sometimes depends on what I'm doing and when. You know what I'm talking about. So let's get this on, as well as this on. And this. We'll get this on here like this. And no! This is a bit of a struggle and it's going to turn into absolute chaos. So let's hope that does not happen. And if it needs overnight to dry, then we'll give it overnight to dry. And I'll figure out something for this. Let's just let it dry. Then I glued on the tips to create firefly legs. I think I'm going to do white and pearl white stripes for the head, because I don't think I have enough marker stuffing for the entire head, so I'll just have to be creative. But it hasn't dried, so going to have to do that the next day. Then I glued on some pearl white stuffing as well as pure white stuffing with nothing on it. It looks like this, and the difference is still very slight. But if I turn on the torch, this is uncolored white and that's pearl white. There's barely a difference, even on camera with the torch on. But that has to dry before I can do anything more with it. These leftover pieces from the marker caps, I'm just going to make them into flowers that I'm going to put inside the firefly light bulb situation. It's not a real light bulb, but I think that's what I will do. So I'm just recycling more of the plastic that came from the ketchup to get the pieces onto it, like to turn the pieces into flowers, because I'll be putting it inside so now we're going to let this dry before I can think of what I'm going to put on the flowers. I added pink and purple glitter to make it more colorful to have the flowers, but I don't think they're colorful enough, so I'll use the pink glow in the dark paint, and I'm going to mix it with the glitter glue before it dries. This will make this pop of color at least somewhat more obvious that there's a pink and purple pop of color inside the light bulb. So that's why I'm doing that, as well as making one for the dolls. This is how it's looking like so far. It will be for more of the dolls, like 4 doll scale, but the high scale, that's now a different story. And I think I'll dot the middle of these flowers accordingly to their colors, because why not? Something like this. But wait, this pop of color. There. Pink done. Time for purple. Yes, glow in the dark paint. The purple one will be used. Just like for the pink one. This is how it's looking like, and let's get the glitter on. And let's put on the dots on this. Dot, 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 dot. Like this. And down like this. And both of the flowers have to dry overnight, just like the firefly that I'm doing for this episode. Okay. Before I go to bed, I'll just show it glow in the dark. The pink glows more than the purple, but they both glow. So let me just shine the torch on the purple. Yep, that's what I'm getting. We're going to let everything dry overnight. Everything dried. Time to put the flowers inside the light bulb of the firefly to decorate it with a pop of color. So I've added the purple, and now it's time to add the pink inside. And once that is added, it looks like this. Something like this. Now let's work on its body. And after inserting the flowers into the light bulb, I'm going to give the firefly some eyes. I already added beads for eyes, as well as a mouth. And I'm making the eyes orangey with the pastel orange marker. And let's now get warm gray for the eye pupils. Just like that. The eyes are done. And this is what it looks like now. So here's the antennae that was already there. But what's this? Let's turn this into a hat. We're going to use black marker to give it the dots. And we're going to get some of this on. Some of this too. Glue on. Or actually stitch it on. I stitched it on, and that is the finished firefly roof of the house, made out of a marker. So Chef Jax, what do you think of this firefly? Please tell me in the comments. And bye, Chef Jax. See you in another video. Bye.